Today we're going to show you a bunch of stuff that we typically wouldn't even show. We've got a variety of cleanup tasks here. We're going to use this offset flail mower. And quite frankly, we've been traveling to Christy's dad's, and so we're a little behind on some of our home maintenance and, well, outdoor maintenance here. Let's get started. Hey, before you get too engrossed in this incredible video, press that like button. Just teasing about the video, but we really would appreciate it if you'd press the like. This is a little harder to do than I thought because I'm swinging away from the pile, so I'm not able to take a full strip, or at least, you know, it's a little harder to judge. I'm not sure how high I'm going to be able to mow on this pile. It's a total mess. We should have been keeping it sprayed, I guess. It is possible there's rocks in it. Got my wheel up a lot more on the pile, so I had to raise my 3-point. I think I'll just go straight here instead of trying to turn.
This pile is some of the muck that came out of the bottom of our pond last summer. We just haven't gotten around to moving it. Hopefully we'll get around to moving it later this fall.
This may be one of those tasks to just whittle away at it. Get what I can get a little bit at a time and then come at it from another direction. Got lots of rotation flexibility on the mower.
Really pulling the head backwards.
Yeah. It's probably because I'm putting too much pressure on the end of it out there. So there's total flexibility on the end of that head via the 3-point hitch here. And I think it's kind of a mechanism meant to be a safety mechanism, but there's no spring on it or anything, and so as soon as it hits any resistance, it goes back. Well, I'm now more confident that I'm going to be able to get to the top of the hump. Obviously the first time this hump has ever been mowed. And to be honest, hopefully the last.
Oh, you're scaring me with the tractor.
Oh, really? I don't get any pucker factor. I think it's because the right wheel is higher, and so I can reach out to the right when it's on the upward side. Steeper on this side, I believe, a little bit. I've got to get that big velvet leaf there. He's annoying me. I'm going to have to till here a little bit. I can't keep the mower up out of the dirt. It would be hard to mow this with a standard 3-point hitch attached mower, either a flail or a rough cut mower, but this mower provides the flexibility to make a job like this possible. Keep that in mind as we progress to the other parts of our project today.
I'll weed eat the rest of that for you.
You will?
Got it.
I think we did a pretty good job of separating the two different soil types here. These were supposed to be two different humps. The hump that we just finished mowing was more topsoil, and this was more sandy subsoil type. And judging by how fast the grass is growing, I think we must have done a fairly good job with the separation. A weed eater doesn't have a chair. Well, I think we're illustrating the versatility of this mower. That's probably about it for me on that one. That one's steeper than the other one. Now I'm mowing the road ditch bank. I've mowed this several times, so I have a good feel of the different angles at this point. So I'm going to start off taking one mower width right here along the road. If you'll notice, that's almost flat. Well, at least it looks that in the video. It's tilted a good bit, but not nearly as much as the next pass will be. I'm traveling along here what I would consider pretty fast, about 4 miles an hour. And the mower still seems to be doing a great job of cutting and mulching. Of course, the material right here is not too large. This is the area where the county puts rock right alongside the road every couple of years. And that keeps the grass and weeds from growing up very much there just because there's no soil. Hey, I want to thank everybody for their kind words and comments on the video where we were preparing the tractor for giveaway to Christy's father. Several of you commented that you wanted to see the actual delivery and see his reaction. We understood that, but quite frankly, Christy was really wanting to focus on his reaction as well, and so we didn't get much. We got 1 or 2 photos here and just a little bit of video. But I can tell you that he was thrilled to get the tractor, and we practiced with removing the loader, attaching the loader, and the same with the mower deck. I even convinced him to buy some weights to put on his new heavy hitch. That way he'll be safe when he's using that loader. Overall, it was well received, and hopefully we can get some video when we're down there at a later date. Maybe we can do a project together. This mower gives you yet another way to trim. I can just slide it inward to go right around the post, and as soon as I get around the post, I can push it back out. Of course, it's not exactly trivial to get it perfect. About push the post over here. This mower will only offset to the right, so I've got to come up with some other approach to go back unless I just want to go back empty on the road. So I'm going to swing the mower back behind the tractor and go back on the inside here. I have the 3-point arms offset a little bit to the right so that I can reach further, and that makes it so that I can't retract it all the way behind the tractor. So my left wheel is sticking out maybe a foot further than I'm able to cut with the cutter. That left a few weeds over there, but I just didn't worry about it. In this position, the flail behaves pretty much like a standard 3-point hitch attached flail mower. The difference is that it still has all these hydraulic controls. You've got the 3-point. In my case, I have the top link that's powered, and then I have 2 hydraulic valves, one for swinging it out and one for raising and lowering the deck itself. Am I going to fit in here? Yeah, no problem. Anyway, all those controls can make just simple mowing more complicated. I have that deck tilt cylinder adjusted so that the deck can go downward if it needs to, and you can kind of see it bouncing along there on the ground. But if I want to pick up the mower, not only do I have to raise the 3-point hitch, I also have to raise that cylinder a little bit, otherwise it'll droop on the right end. So while it works perfectly fine as a standard flail mower, it's just a lot harder to control. I'm tilling again. I'm going to have to lift up that 3-point hitch or something. The roller is behind the actual flail, so if it's leaning forward, those hammers can actually hit the ground, and the roller on the back doesn't help. But if I have it tilted or adjusted properly, that roller can keep us from scalping. So again, the mower's capable of doing a great job, but it requires a lot of attention and a lot of adjustment to make that happen. Some of you are going to enjoy that flexibility and, quite frankly, that challenge that you can do a really good job, and others of you are just going to find it annoying. I know that Christy would. She loves to mow, but she wouldn't enjoy tinkering with this all the time just to try to make sure the hydraulics are adjusted perfectly and it's at the right pitch, the right angle, etc. This is the Moschio Weekend Warrior 4055 offset flail. You can get it and 2 other sizes at agfolks.com. Use code TTWT for a 5% discount. If you have a 3E or below, that would include a 3E or the 2R or even the 1R, I would go with the smallest one, the 4047. If you have a 4R, for example, 4M, tractors in the 5,000 pound range, I think you can step on up to the 4063. This 4055 is a great match for the 3R, and notice I have a lot of wheel weights and I have rim guard in the rear tires. I'm going to tell you that when it is swung out all the way to the right, you're going to want everything that you possibly can get on the left side of the tractor. On this next pass, I'm going to offset the mower a lot so that the tractor can stay a little more level. It's not perfectly level. It's leaning a little bit to the right. Actually, it feels like it's leaning more than what it looks like here in the video. The flail itself is leaning a lot. So this is an example of this particular style mower making a somewhat dangerous job trivial. I'm setting up there in an entirely safe position. The mower's doing a great job. It looks like it's hugging the ground perfectly. And I'm not sliding all over the place, and Christy's not screaming about me going to turn over. Perfect application for this particular attachment. We need to give Christy's little EATV electric stand-on little four-wheel thing an extra star for this particular video. This was really hard to capture otherwise, and she did a great job with this. We use this thing a lot, but it doesn't make the videos most of the time because, well, it's behind the camera, just like Christy is. But you can check it out at invodrive.com. Might not be for you, but it's perfect for us in our application. The Gator's just too wide, too big, too awkward to handle, and too loud for us to use for video and audio purposes.
We don't own this property. Right now, the farmer is just renting it from a developer. The farmer hasn't been mowing this area, nor does the county come by and mow it. Tim kind of decided he wanted to keep it mowed, so we've been doing it, a lot of times off camera, because I may be editing another video at the same time. Tim's done with this side, but now it's on to our neighbor's ditch. They have a tractor, but this ditch is too steep for their mid-mount mower.
The hardest part with this mower is mowing right at the bottom of the ditch, when the ditch is a V ditch like this. You've got to keep that end of that mower right in the bottom of the ditch. If I don't cut very good. Oh no, I'm mowing a milkweed. Somebody's going to be upset. You see those two stakes there? We're going to be doing some work here on my neighbor's property pretty soon. We're going to be adding some culvert here. So that should be an upcoming project. I say pretty soon. We've been planning on this for a year and haven't got around to it. But we have purchased the culvert at this point. It's sitting on my trailer as we record this episode, but we're going to extend the culvert this way by 20 foot to that first yellow stake so that it makes it easier to mow around that telephone junction box there. The second one, we were pondering doing it another 5 feet, but, well, we couldn't get the right length pipe, so we're going to go with just 20 feet there. And then the other aspect we're going to be doing is, I think there's 37 feet between those two driveways. We're going to be adding some culvert there. We'll do that over the next few weeks, hopefully. Meanwhile, we just need to get these out of the way. The reason I've asked the neighbor to do this additional culvert is because this last few feet's what's hard to mow. First, it's the steepest, but secondly, with that telephone junction there, it's just hard to to navigate, right? I mean, it's really hard for me to mow right around this. And so they end up having to weed eat by hand. And that's their motivation, right? I mean, I use a creative approach to try to get as much of it as I can so they don't have to do it, but this is awkward. Not good at all. That is about the best I can do. This strip here I don't usually even try because it's so short, and with my 10-foot mower or some of the other mowers, it's just really hard to get to.
That was a metal stake that the flail mower hit. We didn't know it was in there.
I just mowed this the other day with something else. Probably my zero turn. This top pass right here is just hard to get all the way down in the ditch with anything like that.
Now Tim doesn't mow this every time we mow our lawn, but he does get to it when he can so the neighbors don't have to try to weed eat it. We do mow the area across the road by the bean field with our zero turn or the wide area mower on the Ventrac. That area isn't near as steep.
I can't tell you how many times we've mowed these ditch banks and not shown you. So that's what I mean by this is the type of thing we wouldn't even show. Maybe it's a play on words as it ended up with the big hump out there and how I got a little crazy with it. Well, my summary of the offset flail is that it makes the impossible possible. It makes the difficult or dangerous much less dangerous, maybe easy. Those two make sense. Okay, yeah. But the third thing I would say is that it makes the easy somewhat difficult. Think about it. What I'm saying is that when you've got just big field mowing, there's too many controls, right? When you're in a very challenging situation, all those controls are wonderful and allow me to do a lot of different things with the machine. But if I'm just out mowing in the field, I don't want this machine. I hope that helps you decide if you need it. If you've seen this video today and you've got anything with any kind of steep banks like that, you need a machine like this. I would prefer a rotary cutter for a road ditch. I just think it's more robust and you just don't know what you're going to hit. I mean, you may hit all kinds of stuff when you're doing a road ditch. But if you're mowing an area that you've mowed before, you know what's going on, then a flail is going to do a better job there. So, but to me, the challenge is for you to say, I want one mower. Can I get by with this offset flail? And the answer is you can, but you know, a fixed mower is not that expensive. I think I would just go with two. And not try to get by with this. There is sort of a hybrid, right? I mean, you've got the hydraulic or even manual slide offset, but they don't tilt at all. So I don't think that gains you a lot of advantage where this gains it, but it does allow you to mow off to the side where you only have to track down one track of your wheel when you're mowing in the field. That one would mow quite easy in the field. If I have mostly field mowing, I think that's a good choice. Maybe we'll get to show one of those at some point in the future. This one was more interesting than I thought it would be. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
To the faithful, you show yourself faithful. To the blameless, you show yourself blameless.